Right guys, Bloom Stunts is back. I've been healed for a while now. I've been back at work. I've had a big life thing I've been sorting out, so I just wanted to make sure I was 100% sort of sorted before I started doing anything bike related, which we'll go have a look at later. Right now I'm headed into Farrows. Next door to Farrows we've got Dirty Tricks. Jeremy there's been nice enough to clear a bench for me, a bike bench, so we're going to pull the bike out, have a look at it, see what we need. I think it's going to be quite minimal. So we've got the boys next door at Farrows that can help me with parts or anything I need, but I'm going poverty spec, doing the minimum I need to get the bike running safely, and there might be a bit of hammering involved with that. See how we go. But going off when I first crashed, I did have a look at it, and I think that nothing too substantial has been broken, so we'll have a look at that. I was going to do a big recap I was going to do a full episode of my progression from start to now, but I'd gone through, I edited, I grabbed all the clips and that, and it was like 20 minutes of even after I'd gone through it pretty harshly, it was like 20 minutes of dog shit wheelies and all that kind of stuff. So during this episode, while we're fixing, I'm going to jump back and forth and do a little bit of a recap, but I'm not going to bore you guys with freaking 20 minutes of shit. So yeah, let's, fingers crossed there's nothing hidden on the bike that's too broken, but I think we're going to be good. Righto, so I literally haven't looked at it since I've crashed, apart from when I was all banged up, but it didn't really look closely. So here it is, covered in dust. I'll get a bit of a wipe over, get it out, and we can have a walk around and see what we actually do need to fix. Right, so we've seen the crash again. Now let's look at some of the damage. Obviously the back of the exhaust, I've scraped it. The exhaust has actually been pushed up, which is making the brakes not work properly. Hopefully that's the only issue with that. It's a bit dinged up. Some of the little flanges aren't lining up. I'm hoping to be able to panel beat it, but I've sort of been suggested to take the exhaust off just to make sure there's nothing hidden in there. The crash bar was bent. That's a pretty simple one, already knew that. I think it saved a lot of the bike. Around the front here, just noticed there's a stopper snapped off. That I'm not too concerned about, but it has caused, on the other side, it's caused this clutch cable to get pinched. So it's a little bit pinched. The clutch still seems to be working, so I might be able to get away without replacing any of that. Up here, this is a bit of cosmetic shit, but I don't think anything's too bent or anything there, so I'll probably just line it back up. Down here, at the foot peg, I thought there was a bit of damage here and this bracket might have been bent, but it appears that it's just come loose. Whoop, come loose. So that's a bit of a win. At the back here, obviously the shock is hanging down, but this bolt snapped on the rear slider. So that's a pretty easy fix. Just gonna get that bolt out, get a new one in, and get all that working again. So all in all, I think we got away pretty well with the crash. I think the bars might be slightly bent, but again, I'm gonna see if I can get away with that. Going full poverty spec. The battery was flat. I've charged it next door at Farrows. Gonna get the battery back in first of all, see if it starts all good, and yeah, then we'll get it up on the bench and go from there. Lovely. Right, I'm going to start with the easiest one and replace the crash bar. While we're doing that, let's have a look at where I started out over in about April last year.
So we got the crash bar on, looking good. Had a little bit of a bent bolt and stuff in there, so it obviously hit pretty hard. It's all good, I'm pretty happy with that. Just tightened up this peg, that's fixed that problem, so I'm happy there's not any damage to it. I was worried about this bracket being bent, so really happy with that. The derby cover here has got a bit of a scratch on it, obviously from that hitting up and flipping around, but cosmetic, obviously we're not going to worry about that. I'll play a few more clips now for my progression. We're going to skip through that pretty quickly, but we'll have a little bit of a recap of how I've been going. There we go, dodgy fix. Right, next we're going to pull this exhaust off. It's pushing up on the brake, making it not work, so that's a big issue. Hopefully I'll be able to salvage it a little bit, but I'm not too sure. Might be up for a new exhaust or something else dodgy. But we'll pull this off and then see if the brake functions after that. Right, so we got the exhaust off. It was pretty bent. As you can see, it's kinked there. It's kinked there, which was right down the bottom near where my foot would have hit. And then, yeah, a bit more scuffs than that there, but that's basically pushing it where it doesn't need to go. I was hoping to do some panel beating and get it back together, but we might have to get a new exhaust, might be able to save this and maybe shorten it or something. But one win with that. We've got there's nothing actually wrong with the rear brake. It's fine, so there's no more investigation to do there. That's got a little bit of looseness to it, but I've had that loose before. I'll just tighten it up. So we're slowly winning here, I think. More recap, we're gonna go back to my ride day when I went to the Muckadilla pub, and then we'll jump forward to my first big milestone win, which is when I scraped my tail light. Alright, we searched far and wide for a Sportster exhaust. I wanted to get a decent one. I managed to find a stock exhaust, which I would have preferred something aftermarket, but this will do. This will get us riding again. We'll get it on, see what it sounds like. I do still have the slip-on mufflers from before, but actually looking at that, that might be a bit damaged. We'll see if we can get them back on, or we'll just run the stock and maybe take the baffles out of it. What do you reckon, mate? Good? Right, we got this stock exhaust on. I had to change the bracket, the mounting brackets. Lucky I got a new one of those because it was bent. The rest of the episode we'll play a few more clips of my riding, finishing off with my crash, and see you next time.
Lock in, lights, camera, action, telly, ESPN, it's a top scene. Lock in, lights, camera, action, I don't fold a bed when it's time to win. Trolling cause we're rolling under lights, we don't get anxious. Do it with a purpose, we don't do it to be famous. Really they been hating cause they ain't us. Lock in and get dangerous. What you get you see, I'll always be me. What you get you see, I need no ID, I need nothing, no, something wrong. I like Kim Rose, I need money rolls, rip it go, see you when I'm old. In a Tesla, still would ride a diesel, I'm not green, no, but the checks was. Now they come in wires, I'm retired off the desk ones. I was in the creek, then in the dirt, I lived on both sides. Still was always me, no double life, can't pick the best ones. Friends, they come and go, so are the best ones. Through the lowest lows, and I still got purpose.